Do you want me to wait?
Well, the whole story was, I'll just type it in on X and I'll show you.
So what was the story about? Because we have to talk about Clinton testifying, both of them.
We've got a lot of stuff to go through, haven't we? I haven't talked to you for a while. But essentially, Shabana Mahmood, if you don't know, let me just find you a quick story.
Even the name, you start off with that. It's like you don't plan to see a blonde chick after that name pop up on your screen, you know?
Here we are, found one. So basically, the reason it's a story is because everybody knows that there's no logic to what she said. Ethnicity is a thing. It's a proven fact. If you and your husband have a kid in Nigeria, nobody's going to say, "Look at this Nigerian baby." Right? It's obvious. And the reason it's become a story is because everybody was saying, like, how come if a Japanese couple have a kid in China, the kid's Japanese? If a Nigerian couple have a kid in Japan, the kid's Nigerian? It works in every single country in the world. It probably even works in like other European countries because the Anglo countries are the most self-loathing. If Mario and Luigi, some Italian couple, have a kid, sorry, that's two men. If an Italian couple have a kid in France, the kid's still Italian. But apparently, if your parents are from Pakistan and they have a child in England, the child is definitely English. And I was like, it seems a really weird rule. Like, it works for everybody except the English. And I want to know why. Here's the interview. I'll play you a quick minute just so you know what I'm talking about. And for your audience, if they don't know, she's the Home Secretary, which is one of the biggest and most important. It's like the second most important job in the UK after the Prime Minister.
It would be like, okay, what can we give him an equivalent of in the United States?
The Home Secretary is...
Homeland Security? Homeland Security?
Probably, yeah, the head of that, basically. Because the Home Secretary makes all the decisions about crime and punishment and immigration. And this is really pertinent because they've just announced that they're going to cut student visas to a whole host of countries like Sudan and India and a lot of places, but they've specifically excluded Pakistan, which is her ethnicity. So yeah, listen to what she says here.
This is what you set out today. You say is a Labour immigration policy, and it means in your mind that people like your parents who play by the rules can find a home in this country, and that their children can, and this is an interesting word, their children can unthinkingly call themselves English. Do you personally, without reservation or hesitation, call yourself English?
Yes, that's why I put that in the speech, because it's never occurred to me that I'm not. I very much identify with being somebody who's a Brummie. I think Birmingham is one of the best of the English cities, and I consider myself English as well as British as well. I know that sometimes people use English to mean slightly different things, but for me, my identity being someone who's born and lived in England all my life, that's who I am. So,
in minority homes, generally speaking, English usually means white. From your point of view, you've gone past that.
I think definitely when I was younger, everybody would have said if you're saying someone is English, what you really mean is they're white. I think that is a little bit less true today, as more of us are settled in England. As you've seen the rise of sort of Scottish civic identity and Welsh civic identity. If England were playing Scotland in a football match, I know who I'm supporting. I wouldn't even think twice about supporting anyone other than England.
And if they're playing Pakistan at cricket?
Exactly the same. England all the way. So.
Exactly the same. Of course she is. When it comes to the cricket, they have riots in the middle of the street if they lose Pakistan. So I think we know who she'd be supporting in the cricket. So it's ridiculous. It's not even a question. Another thing people's pointing out what's interesting is, so you've basically got an African guy and a Pakistani woman telling me that, well, I'm not English, but they are, because English isn't really a thing, apparently.
But you know what? That comes from the monarch, because Charles right now is the patron of the Oxford Islamic Center. He's opening Islamic things, and he doesn't even, and he praises Islam, and he's telling Christians they should be more like Islam, know? And this is a man who's serving halal meat without telling people, and at the orangery at Buckingham and Buckingham Palace and all the head of states and stuff like that, state dinners, the state banquets. Yeah. This is the man, and my sources have told me that he converted to Islam in 1992. In fact, I've interviewed a former mistress of his, that's not Camilla, that
really?
said, oh yes, I'll tell you all about it later.
Tell me that,
yeah, and that when he would come to this country, to Canada, and visit her, because people don't understand that whenever royals want to fly under their radar, they do, guys. Okay, this is why we're finding so much shit from Andrew and Beatrice and Eugenie and Fergie. It's nasty people. So and then
Fergie's awful, isn't she?
Oh, Matt, I am so vindicated. I've been calling her out for years on my channel, and people were coming after me. Oh, she has cancer. That doesn't make her less of an evil person. It's like they use these things as shield. Oh, mental health. No, screw that. Just walk it off.
No, it's ridiculous.
Can you imagine if I try to use mental health to my grandpa? Would have just beaten me and said, walk it off,
Well, the thing is, they're so hypocritical.
Can you imagine if you use mental health to your grandma? What would your grandma do to you?
She beat me with a flip-flop. but the thing is, they're so disgustingly hypocritical, these people. It's only important when it's their people. Then they care about mental health. But if they're attacking you and you said, oh, well, actually, I have to go and see a psychiatrist because I've got mental health issues, they would just spit vitriolic hate.
Oh, she's crazy. She's crazy. She's mentally unstable.
Yeah. Or them attacking that guy with Tourette's. I actually seen,
I saw that at the bounce.
Right? I mean, it was funny. We can't play that. If you play that, you'll get my channel banned.
The face of the people standing at the podium, that was priceless.
Yeah. No, honestly, but like I was looking at Graham Linehan. You know Graham Linehan, the guy who wrote Father Ted. He's living in America now because they just threw him out of Ireland, basically. Hounded him out. And he was saying, like, they'll attack you for anything. Like, when he tells them, I've been struggling with my mental health because my wife left me because I got hounded by you people, they're all like, lol, suck on it, freak boy. Like, everything is a game to them, a political game. So I don't fall for any of it. If you were having a mental health crisis, you had cancer, your husband left you, they would love to mock you about all of those things.
Oh, they have.
They would.
When I had that, they were mocking me. They were horrible. And the thing is, I never said it. Somebody outed that. Somebody I trusted outed that I had cancer. And they're all mocking me. Oh, she doesn't have it. Or this and that. They were absolutely horrible.
Yeah, they're totally immoral. Totally immoral people. So I don't even play that game. And again, it's not an answer anyway. No one would go, oh, Bill Cosby's just found a lump on his balls. Oh, we have to be nice to Bill Cosby.
Oh, yeah, right?
It's like, it's irrelevant, really, isn't it? I mean,
it is terrible. It is terrible. I got to say, I mean, but can you imagine, Matt? I'm so sick and tired of all that. What's the name? The Fergie's Fragile in Sweden. A third thing. You know what, people? And this is my thing. Fergie has been stealing. Now it came out that Epstein has been supporting her since 1996. The Queen gave her a lot of money for her to buy her house when she got divorced, which of course she didn't, and extra pocket money. Well, where the hell did Jeffrey Epstein get from 1996? That means that he met her way before, because you just don't pop out of the blue and say, hey, buddy, here's this money just because you're now. She wasn't. If you're getting divorced from a royal, most likely you're in disgrace, especially the way she left. And yet, Jeffrey Epstein, here it is, Fergie.
Oh, I'll tell you, I'm not as interested in the royals as you are, obviously, but I do keep a toy.
No. Okay, Matt, but you have to tell me. If you're a bloke, 1996, you suddenly decide that you're going to support this woman. Where the hell would you get? You would have to be a very good friend with that person.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's what I was going to say to you. Even I've been astounded at the stuff she come out with. Like these leaks about Epstein. Fergie is just a repellent parasite. A repellent ginger leech is what she is. Like, after he's been in jail... After he's been in jail for what he did, she was sending him messages saying she loves him and like, when we going to get married?
You went to see him while he was in jail in 2009.
Unbelievable.
She went there. She went there to see him, asking him for money and advice. She went to see him. And Beatrice, when he did his jail sentence, which was actually outside, Beatrice was like, oh, mom, okay, we have to rehabilitate because, Sarah, as a nasty piece of work that she is, she gave a statement. Oh, I didn't know. Bitch has gone to see him while he was in, well, not jail. He was in jail, but wasn't. He was he was out during the day, you know. So she went to see him in 2009 while he was condemned. Okay. So and then I'm like, and then he's been supported her since 1996. And Beatrice, after Fergie gave that statement about Epstein, right? Then Epstein was upset. How dare you call me a PDF? I just had sex with a 14-year-old.
She was only 12. What do you mean?
Yeah.
I mean, she was getting on a bit.
You know what Beatrice did? Beatrice, because this has been published now. Beatrice said to her mom, we're going to tell Uncle Jeffrey that this is what you're going to tell the press, that he's done his time. He's not a PDF. He's done his time. You know, it's done and over with. It was never grape. It was never no. He just solicited sex from a minor 14.
Yeah, that's all.
He thinks he's giving you millions, mommy. So
you know
those guys are shitty.
The reason I'm always chuckling when you started though is because I swear this is a bit sexist, but you know I'm like a boomer, so I can get away with it.
No, you're not sexist to me. You're fine.
Honestly, women get so much more animated about this stuff. It's like there's something in you guys where you're having a pot with another woman, which is what I've always joked about my wife. It's like they always talk about online misogyny. They go, "Oh, the men are all misogynists." Whenever I see a bird put a picture of herself up on the internet, because men are pigs and we just really like shagging women. All the men, even if it's an ugly woman, are like, oh, I'd take her out. Do you want to come for a drink, love? And it's all the women who are like, oh, look at the state of that dress. Oh, my God, look at her hair. I'm like, we don't care what your makeup looks like. 90% of the misogyny online is women. It's not men.
Even for you, you know that when I dress myself, I don't dress myself for men. Because men, as you say, you know, like I remember my mate, I don't know if I told you this story. My mate, one of my mates says, Paula, I was like 30 and I used to be very, very good looking. And my mate goes, if you ask a guy to have sex with you and he replies no, there's only two scenarios there, Paula. Either he's gay or he didn't understand the question, you know? So you will have to repeat it, you know what I mean?
And they actually did a study because all these women were going, oh, the men are all such misogynists. And they looked at they did a study and they found that like 80% of the online comments that were cruel to women were from other women. Because men are pigs. We're like, we don't care what you look like. An attractive woman could brush her teeth with dog shit. Men will still want to kiss her. Like, we don't care. So this it does make me laugh when they blame them as, oh, look at all the online misogyny. And then the British government use it as an excuse to clamp down on our freedoms as usual. Oh my God, there's online misogyny. Quick. Spy on everyone and ban them off the internet. I'm like, it's other women. If you look at a woman getting shit online, it's other women. It's other women like, oh my God, look at her jewelry. It's like, do you think men look at jewelry? We look at tits. We're not interested what your earrings look like.
But for me, I got to tell you, for me, it's the behavior. I mean, for me, I don't care. Yeah, she's ugly. That doesn't help. But for me, it's like I'm still in shock that this woman wasn't even called in for questioning when she was caught on video selling access for cash. I can't get over that. You know, the fact that, you know, that the things that, or Chucky Boy, Charles, you know, the now King Charles, getting a bag with £1 million or whatever cash, no wire transaction, which is illegal. Oh, it's for your charity. How do we know? We don't know what you did with the money because there's we can't trace it.
You like proving me wrong, but I was right there, wasn't I? If you think about it, we've been friends for a while now. And,
yes.
So we talked well before the Queen died. And I told you, I said, I'm telling you, Christopher Hitchens was right about Charles. He said he was an Islamophile. He said he was all these things. He said, I was never a royalist, but I even liked, the Queen has many charms. He goes, but when she gets replaced by a gibbering, jug-eared son, it's all going to go totally down the Swanee. And I told you that. And I was like,
but I've never liked Charles.
How bad's King Charles, though? Like, he's successfully turned me into an anti-monarchist. Like,
I have never liked him. You know that I've never liked him. And this is why a lot of the people in the mixed community attack me, because they all want to attack Meghan Markle. But to me, it's not attacking somebody. It's calling out certain behaviors. But you can't call out one person and just ignore that the other person is doing it 3 or 4 times. Because as I've always said in my channel, the reason why Charles cannot point a finger at Meghan Markle is because He's been doing it for a long time. He has Andrew, he has Fergie there, you know. In fact, you know, there's a 1994 Trademark Act, Article 9, which expressly forbids royals from using the titles for any commercial purposes or ventures or anything like that, because it might imply that the monarchy is endorsing it. So there is a law that stops it, unless of course they have the monarch's permission. So this is why Harry and Meghan are doing the shit that they're doing, because there's already very, very well established precedent. Charles is receiving bags of cash, millions.
Well, I think he's mentally ill, me. And I'll tell you why.
Oh,
because he was plugging Diana and he binned her for the horse-faced woman. So I think he's mentally ill.
There's something wrong there.
There's definitely something wrong with him. I can't believe anyone would rather plough Camilla's field than Diana's. There's got to be something wrong with him. And he's just, like, do you remember the painting that they did of him where he just looks evil? Like,
well, it's better than, and I gotta tell you, his pedophile painter that it was going to do with the painting for him was much better than that shit that he did. But he got caught. He was busted online on a Facebook thing, and he sent me paintings. I didn't know. I mean, I woke up in the morning and it's like, Paula, the guy was, because he worked for 41 years for Charles. He was living with Charles. He was painting. He went to Sandringham. And when they busted him online on Facebook, they're all over the place on YouTube and everybody. They busted him. The group that busted him, they have a 100% rate of conviction in the United Kingdom, right? By the time they knock on your door, buddy, they have the videos, they have the text messages,
if they're knocking on your door,
they confronted him live, because this was live streaming. I didn't know, because of the time difference, right? When I woke up, my whole thing was flooded with the messages and emails. And did you see, Paula, the guy that's sending you the paintings is because he was indeed Charles' closest collaborator for 41 years. Guess who recommended him to hire him? Camilla.
Who? Camilla. Oh, there you go. The rotten arm of the rotten. It's sort of depressing to someone who leans conservative, because I always like tradition and, you know, the past. Like, you think that we had this foundation set for us by our forebears, and to just turn out that it's all just built on lies and kiddie fiddlers is a bit depressing, isn't it? If I was less sort of stoic and good-humoured, I'd be upset about it. As it is, you just have to laugh, don't you? Like, it's a hive of scum and villainy, to quote Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's a hive of scum and villainy, the royal family now.
You know, like, before we get into Clinton stuff like that, I finally yesterday, because I have fever. You can see my fingers are a mess because I have lupus and secondary renal syndrome. Yesterday I had the worst fevers I had in a long time. So I started watching. I never watched the Game of Thrones, right? So I just started watching. I couldn't put the fucking thing down until I finished it. But there was.
It is good, yeah.
Yeah, there was this very annoying episode where they're debating whether to attack Cersei, who had a much bigger army, whether they say, no, you can't use the dragons because, you know, and I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? Use the dragons, you know, kill everybody. It is like, it's so annoying. It's like a lot of times you feel like that. I'm going to send you a video for you to watch later. It's from this guy that I follow, but it's insane because it's true. Because he says, we're going to get into Clinton right now, and both Clintons and stuff, that branding, we don't get the real news, guys. We get what they want to put out there, okay? And we make choices based on what they put out there, which is the mainstream media. Now, X has become a completely censorship platform, which is way worse, not because they suspended me, but because I see it, a lot of other accounts being suspended for other stuff as well. And I mean, there's no one to even appeal to. Before, you know, you would get a warning. So you would get a warning, and stuff, but now, no, you're suspended. And it's insane, because I thought I was so happy when I got my account back, because I thought, Elon, you know, free speech, nothing. So this guy did this video, Matt, and it's unbelievable, because branding has now become an identity. We get our news from whatever it is that they choose for us to choose. It's like when you go to a restaurant, you're given a menu. So you don't know what else is there, because this is what's presented to you. So we're making choices based on a reality that is not even of our own making. We don't get to experience events anymore. We see them. Their social media is our experience of events, you know? Yeah. And a lot of people are just hoarded into canceling. Oh, we don't like what you say. And now the news are based on what's popular, how many people like it, how many people don't like it. So this is where we get to Clinton, the two Clintons. What did you make of Bill Clinton? I mean, what a disgusting looking man. He's never been.
You know what was mad about that, right? You could see when he was giving his deposition. I mean, this all proved me right, because I've said this for years. Bill's a moron. You can see he's a moron, and he was always a moron. His wife was the evil genius.
She's evil, isn't she? The way she is so arrogant, right, Matt?
And that's, you could see the difference. Bill was almost like, you could see in his face, he was like joyfully recollecting shagging a teenager.
Oh my God, did you see when they were showing him the pictures? And
he'd go, you can see he was like, because he's got no guile, like he's thick. And he was like, oh yeah, this is when I was shagging a 20-year-old or whatever, a call girl.
And did you see, I was going to show you the video when the lawyer took away the pictures because he was drooling too much over the pictures. And he was like, he wants to get them back.
That's what I'm saying. So it proved what we've all been saying. Like, he's a pervert and an idiot. But she's an evil genius. Like, I wouldn't put it past her getting her hands dirty. She probably personally killed Epstein. She like broke into his cell and injected him with arsenic or something. Like, she's just I think she's a stone cold killer, Hillary Clinton. I think she'd do any. I think if she thought it'd benefit her, she'd be like, oh yeah, release the virus and kill 1 million babies. Like,
release the Kraken.
Yeah, she's proper. He's just an idiot pervert. Like with people with low IQ can't control the sex drive. I've noticed that. Really stupid people are always obsessed with like eating and shagging because they're like really like, they're just like an animal. Like if you get a really, really stupid low IQ bloke living in the projects in America, that's all he wants to do. He just wants to eat and shag. And that's what Bill Clinton is. He's just a low IQ pervert. But Hillary Clinton is evil. Like, you could see the difference between those two was profound. He was like chuckling away and reminiscing about the good old days, shagging lots of teenage girls.
How young? What do you mean young? Yeah. But they were not there. And then he goes, "Oh my God!"
And he was lying his ass off, wasn't he? When he
both
said he
of them,
know,
both of them. But he goes
again. He's a
they were not underage. They were not underage. But when they said, "Do you like them young?" He's like, he's looking around.
Yeah. He was like, yeah. It was hilarious. And that's what was funny about it. You can see why they didn't want him to take the stand, because he's too stupid. Hillary's just an evil genius. Like,
and she's like dismissive. She's dismissive.
Totally, yeah, and dismissing everyone. And she was, the difference between those two was profound. It just proved what the likes of you and I have been saying for many, many years, which is she was the brains behind the whole thing. He was just a sort of charismatic idiot frontman. And yeah, it was mental to watch. Like I said, I love that when they took the picture of him, because he was loving it. He was visibly loving it. He was like, oh yeah, I remember shagging that teenage girl. That was good. And they were like, yeah, we'll take this off him. Yeah.
Did you see him when they asked him if he believed that Jeffrey had unalived himself? It's like you can see. He almost said no.
The cogs like turning. Yeah. Whereas Hillary was like Dr. Evil with a cat. She's like, just totally dismissed, super arrogant as well. Like, I'm not here to talk about that. I'll tell you what's going on. Like, you can see that she's had this power all of her life. Like, she was sort of commanding the room there with like, no, I'll tell you what's going to happen here. Like, she had no fear at all from any of the lawyers in the room.
Oh no, none at all. She feels untouchable because God knows who else is involved, and she has all. Didn't she delete like over 3,000 or I don't know how many thousand emails, which was illegal? And then Obama is being confirmed that Obama was sending her. He has what you call it? Another name. What are those?
Like an alias.
An alias, yes. He has an alias. Then he was sending things about pizza, and they're asking about the pizza. That's so stupid. This woman is sitting on her mind because she knows that she's holding everybody by the balls.
Yeah.
She was Home Secretary, for crying out loud.
Yeah. It's mad, isn't it? Yeah.
I mean, all the people that I wanted to play. I had it on my ex account, but I don't have access to, because they were like clips of Bill Clinton, and people were just going hard at him. It's like I wanted to play that clip of when the lawyer literally sees that he's drooling all over the pictures of the woman, and she just takes it away. It's like, wait a minute, let me see it again. It's like,
yeah. Like You know, like in the comics when you're a kid where you're meant to be reading a maths book and you've got like a copy of a comic book inside it. It was like they give him it and he was looking at like a copy of a porno mag or something. He was visibly loving it when he was like, yeah, that brings back some fond memories. He's like pointing at it and stuff. I was like, oh my God, this guy's a moron.
And you know, the thing is that they lie so much, and do you think anything's going to happen to them? Because they lie so much. I mean, it's provable lies. Hillary Clinton saying, I don't know Jeffrey Epstein. I barely know Ghislaine Maxwell. What are you talking about? You invited Ghislaine Maxwell came to your daughter's wedding.
I know.
And they were vetted back then. I mean, you have Jeffrey Epstein coming 17 times to the White House. Oh, I don't know about that. Ask Bill.
Well, their whole family's rotten to the core. Have you heard all of the conspiracy theories about that? Like English people, they know all about her dad. Do you know who Ghislaine's dad is? You know anything about him?
Maxwell. Yeah.
Robert Maxwell. Everyone in England knew who he was because he was a proper dodgy, thieving.
Charles was friends with him. King Charles was friends with him.
Yeah, and he robbed everyone's pensions in England. And then there's no way he fell off his yacht. There's no way he fell off his yacht. Hillary Clinton was he was her first kill. She got him with a silent sniper rifle. It was there's no way he fell off his yacht. It's just conspiracy upon conspiracy. But I mean, what can you do?
Do you think they're gonna face any justice or anything like that?
Yeah. I told you I'd never think they're gonna. I think when you accept the fact that the little people have been controlled since time immemorial, if there's a weight off your shoulders, you have to get on with your life, stick with your family and your friends and enjoy yourself as best you can, whilst being aware that you can't change it. We're not free people and we never have been. It's in fact, Game of Thrones reference. I was talking to my wife about this because she was watching it. It was better then. Like, if you go back to the medieval era, at least, like, you'd see Lord Stark every now and then. You'd be tilling the fields and you'd go, oh, there's Lord Stark, nice one. Now, they are completely isolated. They take private jets everywhere. They have bunkers. They live in gated communities with guards with machine guns. They're arguing about saying you can't have a gun, but Hillary Clinton's got 6 men surrounding her at all times with firearms. They are completely isolated in every way. So, like, in medieval feudal England, it was better than it is now. Because at least every now and then you'd see the king. Oh, there he is. You might think maybe he'll think about the little people. Now we are just completely segregated from them. That's happened even in the last 40 years. Mark Stein gave a great little monologue about it. Mark Stein was fantastic when he was young and healthy and doing it regularly. And he said he remembers getting on a plane in London in the 80s when he was just a young reporter. And he said he gets on the plane, flying coach, and he's sat in between the Aussie Prime Minister and the English Prime Minister. He said it was like a happy coincidence and he was loving it because he was a young reporter. And Mark Stein said that would never, ever, ever happen now. Every single one of the scumbags flies by private jet, don't they?
Yeah.
They were taking, the Prime Ministers, 2 of them were on the same flight on coach in the 80s. And now every single one of them, even fatty like Lambtron, who's like a minor minister, fat David Lammy, private jet everywhere. Ed Miliband, private jet everywhere. They are
completely. They go everywhere private, and you know what's really bothering me? Then they get mad at us. For people, we take commercial flights. You know, we stand in line for a lot of time. Exactly. You know, we go through security. I mean, I don't know if you're taking the company's jet, Matt. If you are, you better fucking take me. But
I've been on it twice.
Oh, Mr. Kappa, you're so posh. What do you think when you get onto the private plane? Is it the little people?
I've only ever done it twice, and it made me annoyed to be poor because it was like it's so much better. You see why the wankers do it? Like honestly, because the first time I got on it, I was like, "Oh, my flight's at noon. Like I better be there at 10." And they were like, no, you can just turn up at like 11:30. And I was like, oh, well, I'll turn up an hour early just to be sure. And it was literally, I turned up an hour early. There's loads of free shit in there. And I'm like, and then
they ask you what you like to eat, your preferences and stuff like that. So I kind of miss those good old days when I used to travel like that for my work.
But the difference is, I'm a private employee. It was like, if I was the Prime Minister, I would only fly coach. I would never get a private jet because it's the principle of the matter. I'd be like, all my countrymen are watching me. These scumbags are even worse than that because they don't just not take coach. They gob off at you for flying coach twice a year.
And they're Mr. and Mrs. Environment. Prince Harry, is a fucking travelist thing.
Meghan Markle.
And he's going everywhere. Everything's private. Charles, he just had an environmental docuseries that were part of Nature. And he's flying everywhere. And you know what? You know that there was a green bill passed in Parliament that all the houses or the household in the United Kingdom have to be overhauled to get environmental friendly with electricity. The cheapest overhauling costs about £10,000, which is a lot of money for people, you know. Well, you know that the monarch, those things that affect the monarchy, because it would have affected their castles, they get sent before they are discussed in Parliament. So of course they sent the bill to the monarch, and Charles lobbied so that bill would exclude the royal family private mansions or whatever. And these people own castles. So Mr. Green, whatever, didn't have to overhaul all his palaces to make him environmentally friendly.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. It's mental. So you just have to find it funny. It's so mental, it's hilarious. It's like comedy from an 80s satire TV show. Ed Miliband has the climate footprint of 10 million plumbers. That's what I tell all the time. Because people will go, oh, you shouldn't fly to Spain with the kids. You selfish bastard. You've got to think of the environment. If you fly to Spain with the kids, your entire family and another 400 families are all crammed onto one little plane. Ed Miliband takes a private jet to Davos. The only reason the jet's in the sky is because of that one guy. So it's worse than you'd think. He hasn't just got like 100 times the carbon footprint or 200 times. It's literally like 100,000 times worse than your average person. And these are the scumbags who say, ooh, you shouldn't be eating chicken. It's bad for the environment. While he's on a private jet, you know, he's like a king of all, like biting a turkey like once and then throwing it on the floor for the dogs. Like it's the hypocrisy is staggering. So you know, ignore them all. Not only do I ignore them all, now I purposely damage the environment. Every time Ed Miliband says, don't fly anywhere, I like go outside and set a mattress on fire. I'll personally go and get a dolphin in a headlock. Every time they talk about it, it's like I'm sick. Punch a chicken in the face whenever he brings it up. Like I do the exact. I used to recycle back in the day. Now I don't. Everything goes straight in the landfill. I'm like, fuck them. I'm just doing it on purpose. Like I don't care anymore.
I used to do that, but you know, in Norway they actually fine you. Remember the first time I got a fine? It was the equivalent of almost $100. I almost shot my pants. I thought it was a joke because in Norway you have like you have 3 containers. You have one for general garbage, paper, and bottles or whatever, right? And you know, me, I was like, I thought the colors were because where I lived, there was only 3 houses, right? And it was a little roundabout. Mine was in the middle. So I figured that each color was everybody's different color. I didn't know that it was 3 for me, right? So I'm just throwing everything in the green one. And it turns out the green one is for compost or shit like that, right? And then those stupid garbage people, you get letters, right? They send you the fine by mail, you know, and I'm like,
I can't believe that. Norway would be shy, wouldn't it? This is what I'm saying. It actually costs me money now. And this is what I've told everyone. The real reason what these idealistic left-wing dipshits don't understand is they don't understand basic human nature. And that's why they ruin the world. Because basic human nature, especially men are the most stubborn, bad-tempered people. Like, if we feel as if we're getting a raw deal, we dig our heels in. So now I actually cost myself money because in California, the wankers, they pre-charge you for recycling. This is what the scumbags in California do. So one of my little treats I have when I'm not drinking booze is fizzy water. I like a can of, you know, like Perrier water. Or whatever.
Perrier, yeah, my son loves that, yeah.
So you get a 6-pack of that now in California and it's $1 extra. And you look on your receipt and it says, oh, because it used to be cheap. It's like $2.99. Now it's like $3.99. And you look and it says, California recycling tax. And what they do is they prepay you they make you prepay the money that you get for your cans back. So if you take your cans to the recycling bank and put them in the little machine, it spits out $1 bill for every like 10 cans you put in. So you get money back for your cans. So
yeah, they do that in Norway too.
Yeah, I bet they do. Lefty. Yeah. So me, It costs me money because I used to recycle until they started forcing me to prepay the tax. And now the lot goes in the landfill. So obviously I'm joking about punching a dolphin in the face or going sail clubbing on a weekend. But I do purposely not recycle now because I've stubbornness. Like they say, you're paying this beforehand, so you have to do your recycling. So I'm like, okay, fuck you. I'd rather not have the money. That's how much of a prick I am. And that's the same point I made about this inheritance tax. If you, we'll segue into that, and I'm going to rant about it, right? The inheritance tax. If you work your ass off your whole life, and you pay taxes,
you pay taxes, by the way,
and you're doing that because you love your son and you want to give him a good start in life. So these left-wing scum, the commie dogs, they go, oh, you didn't earn that money, so we'll just take it, right? They've been floating about 100% inheritance tax bollocks. It's like, you earned that fair and square. You put all that toil in for your son, and then they want to steal it from him because they say he didn't earn it. Well, you did it for him. That is his fair and square. And again, the stubbornness of men. I've told them, I was like, honestly, if they tell me that you're not allowed to give your house to whoever you want to, well, I'll just set it on fire. I'll wait till I'm about 80 and I'm going to go, all right then. And not only will I do it happily, I'll be over the moon. I'll be tent pegging my pajamas because I'll be erect as I douse my belongings and my house in petrol and set it all on fire.
It is insane, Matt, because if you work really hard and you pay taxes on the money that you have saved, no, your son shouldn't have to get it, because this is one of the reasons how the royal family, they were broke 1950s and suddenly they're billionaires almost, and because they don't pay any inheritance tax whatsoever. So they always get around by leaving let's say the queen. What did she do? She left everything to Charles, because Charles, the incoming monarch, doesn't pay any taxes. Prince William is not the Duchy of Cornwall. They pay voluntary taxes, but they're not that. Can you imagine if you don't have to pay those taxes? But I would understand it, like, why, and it dwindles, because let's say that you work and you leave that money to your son. He pays up to 40% taxes, and then your son doesn't touch that money, leaves it to his son. That's another 40. By the time you get there, you paid everything in taxes. And this is why the farmers are so angry, because they have to pay heavy taxes on land. I can tell you, as a farmer, you literally go to bed praying the weather is good, especially if you're not into cattle and stuff like that, right? But even with cattle and stuff, you need grass, you need this, you need that. The cattle get sick, the hooves, whatever, And you go down and you go to sleep and you're like, oh, shit, I hope tomorrow there's no rain, or I hope it rains, or whatever. You're literally investing everything you have. You're scraping by, you're selling a pig here, a pig there to make the, the payroll. And then when you finally, so you have a lot of land. Yeah. And you have to plant and everything. And if your crop is not good, on top of that, they make you pay taxes.
Yeah. No, honestly, it's just a good job I'm not a farmer, because I'm a stubborn northerner. If they tried to tax my farm, I'd go mental.
That's the problem they're having right now in the UK.
Have you heard of Killdozer? Do you know who Killdozer is?
No.
Wonderful story, typical American. Because the Americans have got that wonderful rebellious spirit that the English haven't quite matched. They wouldn't let him... I think he was extending his business or something, and then they moved like a sewage farm next to it, and they just took the piss out of him, the local council, and he argued with them for months and months, and they went, no, we don't care, we're doing it anyway. So the bloke welded, he was a welder, tons of like metal plates to a bulldozer, and then he just went to the like local town hall and just smashed it to pieces. And he went on a rampage through the town wrecking stuff. He's called Killdozer. He's entered like the American history annals. But basically, these people are scum. And I feel really strongly about that. Like, if you own anything, it's already been taxed and taxed and taxed and taxed. Like, every dollar you spend, they've already taxed the ever-living shit out of it. So you can see I've embraced American culture. Like, that whole taxation without representation thing, I love that. When I was in England, I was young and naive. I suppose it was 13 years ago or whatever now. And I used to be like, no, it's good paying your taxes. You have to pay for roads and schools and blah, blah. And then I moved over here and saw how much you get robbed. And I'm just like, now I don't want to give them a single penny. Like, honestly, I wouldn't give the government the steam off my shit because they're spending it on all the wrong stuff. In England, you're toiling away to pay taxes, and the government just gives it straight to illegal immigrants. Like, these men come over and sexually assault your children, and you're buying them the lubricant. Like, to me, that's why I think it's moral. It's moral dodging your taxes in the UK, isn't it? Because every penny you're paying in taxes in the UK, if you avoid it, then you might not be giving more money to an illegal immigrant who's going to go and finger your grandkids. So the way I see it is, it's a deeply moral and righteous thing to not pay your taxes in England. They all had to go at Jimmy Carr because he got a tax guy to fiddle his taxes. And I was telling everyone, I was like, don't be giving Jimmy Carr. Jimmy Carr is a saint. Like, he's trying to avoid feeding and clothing and arming surprise sex enthusiasts from all four corners of the globe. Like, I wouldn't give them a penny. I hate paying my taxes.
Yeah, Ronald Reagan was hugely unpopular in government because he was like, why are we paying taxes? You know, cut the government down. And I remember Margaret Thatcher, she gave this amazing speech because people don't understand that the government talks, people think that, where do you think the government gets their money from?
I know.
And people are not, you know what I believe that they should do? That before they give money, like in the United States or anywhere that they get taxes from you, they should run a referendum to the people. You should not be giving any money away to anybody in the world unless you really have no homeless people in your country. I mean, you see California, you of all people, you see California, all these veterans, homeless.
I hope I want Steve Hilton to win the governor race. It's coming up this year. And I don't want to just see Newsom fired. I want to see him locked up in prison. Gavin Newsom's defrauded billions. We've spent something like 100 billion trying to fix the homeless problem, and he's tripled the amount of homeless people. Apparently, they're on a board, like the homeless board in California. It's got like 40 people on it, and every one of them gets paid $400,000 a year. The scale of the fraud in California is off the charts. And that's why we pay a tax man, and I do my damnedest to fiddle giving them anything because it's unbelievable. It's just theft. Even my SpaceX stock, it pisses me off. Like, you put your own money in, and I've been gambling because I'm a gambling man. Ever since I started the company, I was putting 40% of my salary in to company stock, and it's gone up loads. So I was like, oh, get in. So I went to see the tax guy. Well, on a screen, but not in real life because I have to get it, right? And I got to see the tax guy like last month, and I was like, all this money I put in, it's like quadrupled in value. So I said, like, what can I do? Like, if I sell 100 grand, and he was like, oh, no, you've got to do it slowly. You got to do it carefully. He said, basically, whatever you sell, the government will take a third. I was like, a third? Like, it pisses me off because I'm gambling. It's stock. If we blew a load of rockets up, I'd have lost all my money. If you lose all your money, the government goes, that was unlucky. Well. But if you win, they go, give us a third of that. I was like, you didn't do shit. At least they could give you somebody, like, you know, if you pay these like high-flying stockbrokers, they'll be paying millions in tax every single year. And then when they have a bad year, loses 10 million. You'd think you could go like, you know, like between 2001 and 2021, when I paid 80 million in taxes. Seeing as I've lost 10 million this year, can you reimburse me a little bit of that? They'd go, fuck you. But the second you make some money, even though they've taxed you 8 times, when you finally get it in your hand, it's already been taxed 8 times. You buy some shares with it, you make a bit of money, they go, oh, you're selling them shares? Fuck you, give me a third of the money. Yeah. I'm like, no wonder the Americans went, fuck this. Like, no wonder. Yeah. If I always tell them,
set up a charity.
When I seen my tax bill, my boss was laughing because we all got our shares hashed out when it comes around twice a year. And I was like, they just sent me a bill and said, oh, you've been given 40 grand in shares. You have to send us $16,000. So you don't even get the money. Like, this is how it works there. They work the arse off you. So to incentivize you to keep working, twice a year, they trickle a bit of the shares out to you. And because the shares have gone up and up and up and up, the last payout I got, they were like, oh, we'll give you 40 grand. You're going to get it in November. And I went, oh, nice one. I want to get 40 grand in November. They sent me a letter in October saying, oh, we heard a rumour that you're going to get some money in November. You owe us $16,000. So I had to pay them out my bank account 16 grand, and I didn't even have the money. I was like, hang on, they've heard a rumour that I might get some money in a month's time, and they send me a bill for 16k, and I said,
that's insane.
And he said, now you see why we had the revolution, right? And I said, not only do I now see why you had a revolution, I said, if I was here in 1775, I would have been licking George Washington's balls. Like, you have to be all over that shit.
Thieving, though, that Elon is doing. He's getting you to invest money on stock, and then if you want it, that's fucking thieving. I'm sorry, but that is thieving, you know. But I wanted to talk to you about, because I was really angry. But when I saw Hillary Clinton, did you see her come out after she was drilled? And she goes, it's okay. I want this to be public. I wanted this to be public all along. You know, you're going to see that everything went fine. And then when we see her, she's losing her shit, throwing fits and stuff like that. They fought for 6 months. They had no choice because they were held in contempt. I mean, but you know what was shocking to me? The ease with which this woman lies. Like how she came out. No, I want this out. What are you talking about? No, everything is great. You know, it's like nothing to hide, nothing to see here. You know, did you know that her own bodyguards are terrified of her when she used to work?
I have heard that, yeah. Oh, but the sociopaths, that's what I call them, globalist sociopaths.
I have some tea about them. I have some tea about them because one of my friends, she was hired to be Bill Clinton's PR throughout the whole mess with Monica Lewinsky thing, right?
Yeah.
And then she said to him, okay, if you did it, let me know, because I am the one who has to face the press. You don't have to tell me how it happened. And he goes, no. Because my friend said, I will only work for you if you tell me the truth, whether you did it or not. It's just that, you know, you need to be prepared, right? Mm-hmm. So he swore to her because she's very posh. My friend is very posh, right? And she chooses her customers. That's how posh she is in PR. Yeah. And then, and sure enough, so she goes and works for him. I'll send you the pictures later for you to see when she was like picture with him. And then she's like pushing the PR that no, it's my, because they start with a horrible campaign against the woman, right? Monica Lewinsky.
Of course, yeah.
So they start attacking her credibility because how dare she attack the president, because Bill Clinton was hugely popular. So, and then shit, the blue dress. The blue dress came up. And when my friend found out, yes, but my friend said to me that when she went and confronted Bill, because she quit right then and there, she said, screw you, you lied to me, you know? So she went and confronted him. You know what what he said to her? Well, what is your definition of sex? It wasn't really sex that day. Look how much of weasels they are, because this is why words matters, especially with lawyers. And this is one of the things that when my ex-husband was suing me right, left, and center, all the fake, bogus lawsuits, it's like a preposition on and in changes the entire thing of a lawsuit. So this is why words matter. And he said, but you know what? I can't say my friend's name, but she said, you know what? That wasn't sex that day. She said, and she's like, is there anything else that's going to come out? You know, it's like.
Imagine that. Imagine trying that on your missus. My wife's like, have you been shagging that barmaid? And I'd be like, well, I haven't done it today. Give me a hug. Like, it's so ridiculous.
You know what was one of the key moments for me, Matt, is when they're asking Hillary, when you were, because she was Home Secretary, one of her purviews is trafficking and stuff like that. So they asked her, when you saw your husband being massaged by young girls on a trip with a man who has been convicted of crime with minors, what they were not thinking, and she used sophistry. She kind of turned it around into, as a woman, I can't tell what I felt. No, you're looking at it from a perspective that your husband is on a trip, and a minor or a very young woman is giving him a massage with a man who had been convicted of sex offenses. And you don't think that should send you red flags? And it's like, I didn't feel anything.
But I said this way back.
I'm not here for that. How dare you? And she looks outraged. I wish I'd been there.
Any woman who is totally happy to just sit there when you're in the public eye, like Hillary was, and you know, and everyone knows that your husband's a pervert, and you don't leave him, that proves that she's a sociopath, a power-mad harpy, like a psychopath who's so obsessed with power and the machinations of and wielding the state that she'd rather that than and have the entire world know that her husband's shagging anything with a pulse, and she didn't care. Like, I don't know about you, but I think any woman with any self-respect, if she finds out,
can you imagine your wife, Matt? Can you? But never mind. Okay, the massage is bad, but that he's in a flight with a sex offender.
If my wife found out I was not only shagging the intern, but also a large group of children with a sex offender, she wouldn't just leave me the same day. She'd probably stab me in the eye on the way out the door. Like, it's a preposterous situation, and that's what I'm saying. Like, you can tell that she's a moral vacuum, a black hole of morality, because the whole world knows what her husband is, and she's never ever left him because he's got that the orbit to power.
Did you see the interview when they were finally found out, and she's like sitting there with Bill? I'm not sitting here like some little child flower saying, boom, God, and then suddenly the lamp just exploded. I think, that was Jesus trying to do a job, and Jesus didn't quite get, she's so evil, Jesus couldn't kill her. That's how bad it was.
It's mental, isn't it? Like,
she's so satanic that even Jesus, because that was a very, have you seen that clip of her when she gets angry? I'm not here sitting like a little white flower, been my man. And
she smells of sulfur. Have you ever seen the Alex Jones country? Have you ever seen Alex Jones' country song where he's talking about Hillary Clinton? You have to watch that. It's one of the funniest things I've ever watched. I'll find it for you because I think everyone will get a kick out of it. It's one of my favorite. It's an Alex Jones rant, and he does it as a country song. And so it's all the words are exactly true. It's exactly what Alex Jones said. And I'll find it for you now, and you'll laugh your ass off.
Please, but she gets angry. This woman, and she's a woman with pro rights. This is like Eugenie. Princess Eugenie has been asked to step down from a trafficking. I don't even know how these women are there, and she's like whatchamacallit, she's been asked to step down from a charity, child trafficking charity, women trafficking. How can they allow this woman to be part of that charity? Princess Eugenie charity under scrutiny as Watchdog confirms it's assessing concerns of spending. And of course, they always get it themselves immersed in those are their hunting grounds, these charity with these women, because, that's where they find their victims. It's like Jimmy Savile. You know what I mean?
Unbelievable.
And Beatrice, that just came out that she was pictured or took a trip with a Chinese spy that was charged with spying like this Wednesday. She went on
China. Well, Labour have been doing that for years. There was a story last year about a Labour MP getting £500,000 off the Chinese government. So, it's all rotten. So you just have to do what I do and laugh about it. Like, listen to this, right? So this is real. Alex Jones said all this, and the guy just does the voiceover and makes and does the tune. But it's all true about Hillary Clinton. And the reason it's hilarious is because if you asked me 10 years ago, I'd have went, no, I'm sure Hillary Clinton's all right. Now I listen to this, and I'm like, yeah, it's all true. Listen to this.
I'm angry. I've had enough of these people. They're a bunch of Christian murderers, scum. They're on giant death factories, keeping babies alive. Selling their body parts. What more do you need to know about these people? I go out and face these scum. They literally crawl out from under rocks. They have green looking skin, and they run around screaming, we love Satan, we wanna eat babies. I have them on video.
He's got them on video.
Hillary's in the creepy, weird, sick stuff, man. She sleeps in the same room with that creepy weird woman whose mother wears a hood over her head. That woman number one is ugly. Imagine how bad she smells, man. I'm told her and Obama just stink. Obama and Hillary both smell like sulfur.
We can stop it there.
That is so funny.
Obama and Obama
I've
and
been
Hillary
saying that.
both
This is
smell
so
like
funny because I've been saying that Meghan smells of sulfur. That they're supposed to satanic. Those people, they're really terrible. You know what I mean? And we may laugh, but it's true.
Yeah, I laugh my ass off every time I watch that again.
No, but
I've seen it for a while. Hillary and Obama both smell like sulfur. I was like, yeah, probably do. There's nothing I don't believe now. Hillary, Michelle's got a cork. Macron's wife.
I think that Macron's wife definitely has a cock.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
There's
Macron's wife's definitely got a bigger... Macron's wife's got a bigger package than me. I guarantee it. She looks like she's smuggling a penguin out of London Zoo.
You know when people say that she bitch slapped Macron? No, he didn't bitch slap Macron. He punched Macron because he's a dude. Men don't bitch slap. It's terrible. And
he threw wild haymakers at Macron.
Yes, he did.
Jabbing his face off. Yeah.
He sure did. And I wanted to show you somebody talking about gingers. This is Harry, and I don't understand why this man does this. And he's like in a toilet somewhere. I guess he doesn't have access to a proper office or anything like this. This is him sending a message to one of his buddies, but this guy looks unhinged, high. I mean, this is really terrible, Matt. Look at this guy.
All right, big lad. All right, Scotty, mate. H here. Just want to say a huge congratulations.
H here.
Wow. Just thinking back to 2014, that first Invictus Games, and I think one or two others since then. In 2017, a standout moment for me was when your leg broke, your running blade broke, and you carried on. You didn't let it stop you. And look at where you are now. Everybody, all of us. All right, big lad.
I mean, what the hell was that, Matt?
He's probably locked in a cupboard somewhere. He's probably locked in a cupboard on someone's private island. I don't know. It's just a weirdo, really.
But what can you imagine? And now they're going to Australia to inflict pain on Australia. They were in Jordan. And my mate who works for an embassy is a very top guy at the embassy. He actually was at the British ambassador's residence. People don't understand that whatever the British ambassador, that shindig that he threw in Jordan, that was paid for by UK taxpayers. People don't understand. All the embassies, all the employees, everything, all the guns, everything is financed by taxpayers. And I've always said that the government is like your teenage kid. They don't have any money.
Nothing.
We give them money.
Yeah, every single penny is from people paying income tax. And a lot of people seem to forget that. The government's got £0, $0.
They're very good at that, Matt. They're very good at making people feel powerless. No, we're not going to talk to you about it. And I mean, before we go, I can't because I am so dying to talk about this because I'm doing my video about this later. But this is very interesting because, now the Epstein files are out here. Now, apparently nobody knew this guy. Or if they did, they wouldn't know that he'd done that.
Yeah, of course he didn't. Everyone knew, didn't they? Everyone in Hollywood. It's like Weinstein. Everyone knew about that. And then you've got Meryl Streep going on the stage going,
but he's like God.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
This is a lawsuit for RICO case against Sean Carter, Jay-Z, Beyonce Knowles, Diddy, Onika Tanya Maraj, also known as Nicki Minaj, Meghan Markle, Prince Harry, Kim Kardashian, Tyler Perry, and Jeffrey Epstein.
Okay, that's a lot.
This was filed in 2025. I did a video in 2025 about this, but it's very interesting. And now this popped up again because it is active. It hasn't been dismissed. And what is really interesting about it is that if I were Harry and Meghan Markle, I'll send you the link so you can watch it and you can maybe do a video about it. If this is how the news knew about it because I did a video about it last year. This lady even has been on X. She has a whole 6 video X. She says, this is what they did. This is what's happening. And nobody's talking about it. They don't want, if I were Harry and Meghan, the first thing I would have done, if I have nothing to do with that, is file a motion to have myself removed as a defendant.
Right?
Wouldn't you do that?
So you think there's some legs to it, basically?
That was September 2025.
Yeah.
I'll do a video. I'm doing a video a little bit later and posting it, but that's the first thing that I would do. Unless, of course, they count on the fact that the news is not going to report on it because it's not in the news best interest, because it's Jay-Z, it's Beyonce. Now we see Nicki Minaj suddenly became Republican, and she was with Erica Kirk, a convert. I think it was Nicki Minaj, was it? Or which one was it? Cardi B? I don't know which. They're both all look the same to me. I don't know if it was, I think it was Nicki Minaj who came on stage with Erica Kirk, who's a big fat liar now.
Yeah. No, they're all creatures, aren't they? They're all in the globalist sociopaths. They're all in the same big club, and we're not in it. So you just have to laugh about it and till the fields. It's like I said, it's better 1,000 years ago. At least occasionally you might see Lord Stark. Now they're just on a private island laughing their asses off. Yeah. It's ridiculous.
No, it's insane what we're saying. What, before you go, what do you think is going to happen with Keir Starmer? That guy is like a fucking piece of gum in your shoe. Doesn't go away. This man is like Teflon. I swear to God, this man is like Teflon.
Captain Flip-Flop. He's unbelievable how much he flip-flops, isn't it? Like I was saying this yesterday. At least back in the day when we were well led, they knew that you had to pick a side. If you pick a side, you piss someone off. You piss one group off, but you make the other group happy. Keir Starmer is such a weakling. He's even worse than Tony Blair. I tell everyone this because at least Tony Blair is like Hillary Clinton. He was an evil genius. He ruined the world, but he was evil and genius while he was doing it. At least he was competent. Keir Starmer is an evil moron. Like, he flip-flops on everything, and we've been saying he flip-flops on everything. And Dominic Frisby wrote a song about it called Captain Flip-Flop, because he flip-flops on every single issue. And then he even flip-flopped on the Iran war. Like, everyone's been saying, he went, oh, man's got a woman can have a penis. Yes, she can. No, she can't. Yes, she can. No, she can't. Israel can defend itself. No, they can't. Yes, they can. No, they can. Yes, they can. And then they even do it on the Iran war. They're like, oh, I'm not going to get involved. I'm not going to get involved. Okay, I'll get involved. It's like, are you an imbecile? So his whole thing was, I'm not getting involved because I want to keep the snack bar boys happy in England. And then he waited a week, and then he said, oh, we'll send 2 aircraft carriers. So now, at least if you pick one position and stick to it, you only piss off one group. Now, he's pissed off our best allies who we rely on because England's a unfashionable, freezing cold island with a tiny navy. He's pissed off the Americans, and he's pissed off all of the muzzies because now we're sending aircraft carriers anyway. So the man is beyond incompetent. He's the worst prime minister we've ever had. Ever.
That says a lot.
Worse than Neville Chamberlain, worse than Tony Blair, worse than any of them, like completely.
Worse than Liz Truss?
Oh, Christ. Liz Truss is like a visionary genius compared to Keir Starmer. It's unbelievable. The man is an oxygen thief of the highest order. I'd rather have nothing. If you just got one of those little, them little pencil topper things, like the woodpecker that goes up and down on a spring. If you put that in 10 Downing Street, you could do a better job than Prime Minister because at least it wouldn't fuck everything up. The man is a complete monk.
It's too bad you didn't get arrested when you went to the UK. That would have made for great content.
It would. Well, next time, honestly, they've changed the law. In between that last trip and now they've changed the law. You see, I reckon there must have been waiting for me. There must have been. They've changed the law. Now you're not allowed to fly on a British passport, on a foreign passport if you've got a British passport. They've changed the law.
That's everywhere. Well, no, I don't know, but for me, because I have different passports. For example, when I come to Canada, when I come in and go out of Canada, I use my Canadian passport. If I go to, let's say, Norway, to travel to go in and out, I present my Norwegian passport, but just in Norway.
Yeah. Well,
this is why I was surprised you were allowed to go into the UK with your US passport.
Yeah, well, they've changed the rules now, so you can't. So I guarantee the rent boy enjoyer, he's noticed me and he's gone, right, we need to change the law. So they'll get me next time. I'll just tell my dad, it's unlucky. You have to die unburied because I'm not coming home.
Oh, that's true. What was it that they did also that you have to pay? I don't know how much money. There was this American couple who also have British passports, or British that they've been living in the United States for years, but they haven't had the British passport. Now they have to pay like £1,000 each to get the passport or something like that. I saw it on the news and I'm like, what the hell is this about? So they're forcing British citizens, if you have British citizenship, either you completely give it up
Yeah.
I don't know if you can renounce British citizenship. Are you allowed to renounce?
You can. I can do that. But see, this is what annoys me. Because I did like nearly 10 years in the military, I've got a load of military pension I'm entitled to that kicks in when I get to 55.
Yeah, no, don't. You serve 4 tours.
So if five, so if I renounce it, I won't get me money off the bastards, and I want my money. I want to claw back some of the wealth that the government stole off me. So I'm kind of in a rock and a hard place there. Plus, that's where I was born and raised. I've got some allegiance to my own country. I don't want to get rid of it.
It's your home. It's your place.
They're trying to force me to, aren't they? Because they want to nick me. They want me in the orange jumpsuit getting bummed by the Prime Minister next time I land at Heathrow Airport. So it's a tough call. I don't know what I'm going to do. But they've changed the law now. I used to pay for a visa and fly on my US passport. Now, apparently, you have to use your British passport. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I might have to...
you have a British passport, don't you?
Yeah, of course I do.
Is it valid or is it...
Yeah, I've got one, but I never fly on it. I was like, I'd rather have the American one. Now, I'm going to have to take my chances and, wear my cast iron underwear and hope for the best.
I don't know. Do you think Stammer's going to leave? Just your opinion before we go. Do you think Stammer's going to leave, or what do you think is going to happen? Because he doesn't seem to be going anywhere.
He's such a little creature. It's going to take time. Because he's completely shameless. So everyone keeps saying, he'll have to resign now. He'll have to resign now. I think he's completely shameless. So I don't see him going
force him to resign. You know what makes me so angry? Because there are a lot of mechanisms in place to kick his ass out. I don't understand why they won't do it. The whole party shows a no vote of confidence, and they go to the king.
Yeah, I think he's going to get forced out by his own party. I think he's that much of a shameless little creature. He's not going to go, and then they're going to have the next round of elections, and the Labour Party are going to get absolutely decimated, and then they're going to force him out. That's what
Didn't they cancel him? Didn't they cancel the elections the last time? Didn't he cancel them?
They cancelled a lot of them, but they can't cancel all of them.
How can they do that? Isn't that anti-democratic?
Paula, we've just talked for an hour and 10 minutes about how we don't live in a arresting, I can't get over that they're arresting people over a tweet or a Facebook post. The UK is the worst, one of the worst in the Western world. It's not a free country. The United States the United States isn't free, right? Everyone's like, the United States is the most free Western country, but nowhere is. The United States is the most free Western country that's not free. And the bottom of the ladder is the UK. It's a police state. In the UK, they can arrest you on a whim for anything they like. There was a big story yesterday. Kelly J. King got thrown out of a place by a fat copper because she was asking questions. That's it. They can get you for that. They've put so many laws on the books in the UK they can arrest you for anything. Anything. They went, you've been asking questions that caused alarm and distress. Therefore, if you don't leave, we're going to arrest you. The UK is a police state. They can arrest you for anything. They don't need a reason. They can just come up with one.
They work in Russia.
When Count Dankula got arrested for his Nazi pug, do you remember when he did his pug that was doing the hand signals? No one complained about him. The police just did it themselves. They went round looking for someone, knocking on doors saying, will you tell us that you're upset by this video? And when they finally found someone who was, that is quite offensive. They went, nice one, we'll get him. And then they arrested him. They said, causing distress. Causing distress is a crime that can arrest you for in England. So they can arrest you for anything.
They're such pussies, why don't they grow balls? I swear to God, it's like, I am so sick and tired of people being so woke. Now everybody's hurt feelings is now a criminal offense. Can you imagine, Matt, when I was growing up, you hurt my feelings, you're going to jail because you're my... Shut the fuck up.
The UK is a fascist state. And think about this. They've got all these laws on the books where you can be arrested just for being rude. If you're rude to a black person and they go to a copper and say, he was rude to me, the coppers go, that was racially aggravated, we'll arrest him. But if a black person goes up to someone like me, no one has ever been arrested in England, ever. Think of this. They've arrested thousands of people for being racist. No one has ever been arrested who's black or brown for saying to a white person, you disgusting, any gammon, any racial abuse they want, no one's ever been arrested for it. But if you go, I'm not a fan of Bill Cosby, they go, you fucking cunt, you're off to jail now. Like it's mental. It's a police state. They can arrest you for anything they want. It's aggressively racialized. If you're white, they'll arrest you for anything they like. If you're black,
it's illegal to be white. I'm not surprised that it's not illegal to be white the way things are going right now.
Yeah, it's a police state. They can arrest you for whatever they want if you're white. If you're black, you get a lot more leeway, and they can call you racist.
Except if you're Latino. If you're Latino, you're screwed.
Latinos don't get up there. If I was you, I'd play your ace card. I
would, but I'm too pale. If you met me in real life, you'll see I'm very pale looking. It's like I'm like with the friendly ghost with dark eyebrows.
If you go to the UK, get on the tanning tubes for a month before, and you'll have a bit of extra armor against the state.
Well, thank you very much, Matt. You have to come back sometime. We have to talk. We didn't even talk Iran and stuff like that, but we're going to talk about it later. And I hope that our troops are staying safe wherever they are. I hope that this shit gets sorted out really quickly. Nobody has to die. And I hope, Stammer, we're at a point. This is why I like Star Trek. I don't like Star Wars because Star Wars is very muddy, very murky. Nobody really wins. Star Trek, you get out of the theater feeling happy because good wins over evil.
Not anymore. It's woke now, Star Trek. They've ruined that as well. They've ruined that. And don't forget the caveat. Don't say nobody has to die. I'm more than happy for other people to die. The way I see it is if a few bombs go astray and land on like Egypt, then maybe we'll get a slightly less asylum seekers rock up in Europe this year. So that's fine. That's fine. Get rid of a few of them. That'll do me. But
oh my God,
Americans,
Matt, I forgot to tell you just quickly. Did you see that now they're saying that Shakespeare was a black lesbian woman?
Yeah, of course he was. This is the world we're living in. Macron's wife's got a 10-inch cock and she's a woman, and Shakespeare is a man and she's a man. And Shakespeare, William Shakespeare, the bald guy with the beard, he's a woman. I mean, think of that. That sums up 2026, doesn't it? If you're a woman, you can have a cock. And if you're a bald guy with a big beard, you're a black lesbian. Okay. That's where we're at.
No, it's terrible. It's terrible. I don't even know because, can you imagine? Okay, probably people are going to hate me for this. It would be like Chris Hemsworth playing Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
It only goes one way, doesn't it? The funny joke I seen about that on Twitter was they said the only movie Disney are not going to remake and recast the old white character as a black character is Tarzan. That's the only film they're not going to remake. Yeah, I wonder why.
Oh my God, yeah, that's so funny. But yeah, I was so angry when I saw that, and I'm like, what do you mean it's a black lesbian and an ugly one to boost? It's not even a good looking one. It's not Halle Berry, no. It's gonna be some. I mean, I love Viola Davis, but she's not a looker, So.
Yeah, definitely.
But thank you very much, guys. And I left the link for Matt's. You can see it on the comment. It's the Angry Bootneck. Please, we have to get him to 100K. Thank you for coming, Matt, as usual. Thank you. I love our Sunday conversations.
All right, get me on WhatsApp. We'll have a talk again soon. All right.
Yeah. Okay. Bye, guys.
Cheers.
Yay, so cute. Yes, guys, please go subscribe to Matt the Angry Bootneck. He's amazing. And watch my video, which is dropping in about an hour's time, because it's the lawsuit that Harry and Meghan are not talking about because they've been sued for trafficking. And yes, Harry and Meghan are refusing to say anything about this. Yes. So thank you very much, guys. Please go subscribe to Matt. That's how you show love. I want to say thank you for the super chats. And thank you, guys. Have a great Sunday and watch my video later on.